Okay, so I'm going to be demoing three changes here made by you and Jing. So the first one here is bringing a V1 feature back into the fold, which is report information. So when I click on a report here in the content section now, you'll see this very familiar looking third panel pop up, which has both the executive summary and the original content from that report. So this was a mock resume that I had loaded in. So you can see that info there now and can always collapse it. So pretty much the same as we saw in V1, just bringing that back in. What I think is planned next is to actually do this for collections as well. So obviously we're not going to have like original content. That one's still showing that, but eventually we'll have details about like say how many reports are in that collection. Could be something that's shown in the third panel when you click on that, just like we show details for a report.
Yeah, right now collection don't have any. I don't add any etching because right now I'm not able to get the list of the files as of now. Maybe I need to call other APIs. So yeah, that's why it's not. So right now the etching only happened on the clicking the reports.
Okay, so the next feature I'm going to show here is bringing chat history back. So that was one that we did not see last week. So you can see here if I open up the chat modal, you'll see I have all this history, goes all the way back to yesterday, but is chat history here, which is great to see. So that should persist, and it's all at the work stream level now, which I think is something that's important to note. So even as you change the underlying content that's part of that work stream, it still remains part of the same flow of chat history. So this might actually help. We heard a lot from users in the past that trying to figure out what the configuration of files was that led to a certain chat history was difficult. So now, even if you're changing the content into part of the same work stream, it persists just under that work stream ID. So it should help a bit from the CX perspective there. Okay, and then the last change I'm going to show here, I'm going to switch over. I'm calling out what might be a bug here for Ryan and Yunjing. I noticed this existing work stream doesn't have a share step. I don't know if that's because it was created before some recent updates, but what it should look like is this. So if I go over here, I've got some chat history in this work stream. And when I go to share now, it's actually going to show a transcript of the chat history here on the share modal. And so that I think is a temporary change, or not, maybe not temporary, but is just kind of a step in the right direction of actually sharing out what comes from the chat message. But this just shows you like what is the question and answer that I would be sharing out should I have run this share step. So yeah, then now we have an actual visual here to look at rather than just the empty share modal.
Yeah, this is great. And like you said, it's the first iteration of this, and there's more we can add for the user, like adding a copy button, kind of like an export type of thing.
Yeah.
As well as some text or copy that gives some instructions to what they're actually looking at.
Right.
Maybe you can just doing export later. Add an export button. Yeah. Or better.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, good point. You can just export this exact chat history then.
Okay. And are story tiles active in V2?
Are story tiles active in V2 was the question.
Yeah, story tiles and
Yeah, good question.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's try it on the fly.
Okay, so it wasn't in the previous response, but it is in this one.
There we go. So there are some story tiles in the footnotes here.
Yeah, so I also will make change to move the story tile on the right panel as the content that report detail. Right now I didn't. Right now I live on the other places. Yeah.
You and Jing, I would actually say let's not make any changes until we hear from users. I don't know that it's necessarily better on the right. People are quite confused when it's on the right, so we can just start talking to users about this.
Sure.
Also, one quick thing about Erica's comment. So it's been the case that when we go back to our chat history, Storytell are not there. And so this is a continuation of how V1 works. And, we built it that way, I'm sure, for a good engineering reason. And Erica, what I'm hearing you ask for and what I've often seen people want is to be able to go back to story tiles in past conversations.
Yeah. Folks find them really valuable. And then also there's just a probably UI UX of a like constancy of experience of like, why are they here and they're not there? Okay, if I do mark them and they're not there, but otherwise, why would they not be there?